What?
With April.
And nothing.
Introducing
Jensy. Welcome, Jensy. Here, you're live.
Yes.
Studio.
So excited to be here, ladies.
Oh, yeah. You know what happens in the studio.
Yes. A little bit of a change, but it's a good change.
Yeah.
Change is good.
Yeah, a little side note real quick.
Yeah.
We do have 3 mics, but right now, technical difficulties getting to understand the whole wiring process. We only have 2 right now going. So me and April are going to be like...
So it'll work out. We had to get this done, okay? And today is the only day.
Yeah.
So if you see
That's
us,
right.
just know that we're like... But anyways... Jensy's here to be real with everybody.
Real.
And talk about her life story.
Yes.
Which is very important here.
Yeah. It sure is.
Here you are.
Yes, I am. I'm here to share it all.
Spill the tea.
It's also Thirsty Thursday.
So, it is Thursday.
So, talk about whatever you want.
Okay.
What do you feel is important to let other people know?
Yes.
The realness, the truth,
Absolutely. Yeah.
Hi.
There's no filter, so... You don't want to hear about intimacy in a marriage and no marriage,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bye.
Bye.
Listen to that fake shit. Go watch Twilight or something.
Yeah. Yes. Go watch Christmas music movies.
So go on.
Yeah.
What, I guess, started the whole single motherhood for you? Because you were obviously married before.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Divorced.
Yes.
What led to the divorce?
Yeah. So, the whole, thing after, during the pregnancy, like the whole, my ex-husband kind of not wanting me anymore and all that did, take a big factor in it. Cause, after the baby was born, it was good. Like he stayed home with me for 2 weeks and then, but they were great. He actually helped me, did everything, was helping me too with my needs and everything. And then I believe when she turned 4 months, he kind of had doubts about both of us, kind of like he wasn't sure if he really loved me or her. And it was very odd. What? He does have military background and he does have PTSD and all that stuff, which I completely understood. So that's why I was trying, everything I could to help him.
And how long are you guys together?
We were all together. It was like 3 years. Okay. My marriage literally lasted a year.
So was your daughter 3 years old? Or how old was she when you guys separated?
Oh, when we separated, so when he left us, she was 8 months old.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
She
was 8 months old. And so I was, and when he left, which I'm grateful for. Like he left us with the house and everything so that we could be okay or whatever. Mm-hmm. And, but that was really rough. Like that, the whole him not being there and me being at the house and by myself with the 8-month-old was very hard. It was very difficult.
Coward. That's all I have to say. Like if you can't step up and be a parent, it's like you should have became one. Right.
And his excuse was not only to be a parent, but his excuse was that he never loved me. And I'm like, then why get married? Why? That was just my whole thing was why? Why get married? Why have a kid? Why do life together? Like
he was a man of a church.
Yeah, he was.
So you would think that he would obviously follow it and be like, I love my wife. I would love
to
my
have
child
right
to continue it.
Yeah. And what's crazy is that for the whole time that we were engaged, which was 6 months, his dad told me, he's like, I asked him every single day, are you sure you want to get married? Are you sure you want to get married? And every single day he would say yes.
So you never once had a doubt? Because if you had a doubt, you would tell your parents.
Never.
Like that's something you would tell your parents.
Right.
But then again, what? Okay, so he was the pastor's son? Mm-hmm. Okay, mm-hmm. So his dad was a pastor for how long?
Oh, man. When we
all
started,
his life?
Yeah, when we started going there. Yeah, I think he was 13 when he moved here.
Did he ever have a rebelling stage
in the army?
Life? Okay, so this was like his rebelling stage.
The army was his rebelling stage.
I do feel that at some point you start to think there's more out there, especially when you're growing up in the church.
Yeah.
Not making an excuse for him at all.
No,
But at the same time, it's a perspective
Right.
that he kind of used you to settle himself.
Yeah.
But at the same time, he knew he wanted and he needed
Right.
something different.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, because the first thing he did when he so after he told me that he wanted a divorce, I mean, he had it all planned out. He went to the so he joined the police and he went to for 2 weeks he was gone for the police academy, and we would talk here and there, you know, when he had time, whatever. But I will never forget that the last time we talked, I clearly heard like a woman walk into the room and be like, "Hey, are you going to join us or not?" And he was like, "Hey, I got to go." And just hung up on me, and I was like, "What?"
Those like gut feeling suspicions kicked in.
Yeah.
Like, something's not
Yes.
right. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then when he came back, I thought it was shocking because he was like, "Hey, we need to talk. Like, I don't love you anymore. So here's what we're going to do." Like, straight up, no, like, what do you think? Should we go to counseling? Nothing. It was more like, so this is what we're going to do. We're going to go 50-50, joint custody. Like, you know, he had it all planned out. And I was like, how is it that you had time to plan a divorce while you're over there?
Yeah. Do you think that came from him, or do you think that came from another woman?
I'm sure it was the whole, like, her being involved.
Because do you think he knew this? I mean, like.
Oh, I'm sure. Yeah.
did.
He was already in love with her.
What the?
Yeah.
Within those 2 weeks?
No,
Or like-
she was his captain at the police academy.
Oh, what the? Okay, so I've read somewhere that I read a lot of things actually.
It's okay.
It's like, as like a single mom or even like a single parent in general, you kind of take on like a guilt, and you're like, you kind of blame yourself, like, why did I do this? Why did I choose this person? Like, why did I do this to my child? Did you ever feel that type of guilt?
Yeah, I did. Like, I felt, so the way that the whole divorce went down was not, obviously, I don't think there's a good divorce. Absolutely not.
Yeah.
But it made it harder because I had no say. Like, he manipulated me to where he told me not to show up to court the day of the divorce because he was going to make my life miserable. Before all that,
So he was already trying to make you feel a certain way.
before all that, like, he was verbally abusive. I never experienced physical abuse, but verbal abuse and emotional abuse, I feel like, is equal to physical abuse.
It is. No, it is.
And maybe even worse because it takes longer to heal. At least physical, in 2 weeks, your bruise goes away. Or, you know, I'm not.
I know, it plays in your head.
Right.
Like those words, it's like,
Right.
you said this, you said this.
And then you
said this.
believe it.
Yeah.
Like, his physical abuse, emotional abuse was to tell me I was ugly, like disgusting, that every time he looked at me, he felt like throwing up. He would tell me so many things, like, he couldn't look at me because he was like, I just feel like wondering what, like, he would make fun of certain body parts of me. And this is after having a baby. So of course my body has changed. Of course it looks nothing like it did before I had a kid.
Did this like abuse start shortly after your baby was born, or was it like months prior? Like,
this was after the whole, we're going to get divorced. This was after the divorce
so he already
announcement.
told you we're getting divorced.
Yeah. He had already told me we're getting divorced. And I did ask him why he did that. And he told me that he just wanted to make me like fall out of love with him.
That's
So
stupid.
hurt
But
you.
that does not work that way.
No, it doesn't at all.
No,
No.
it doesn't work that way.
Like, do you think him becoming a police officer and having that authority over you, for you not to go to the courthouse, for you to know that he's gonna make like your life a living hell, like, do you think like that had anything to do with it? Like, that play that role of being one, or is that just him? As
No,
a
because it was just him, because that automatically granted him the divorce. Me not being there was like, oh, she's not here, so she doesn't care to fight for her marriage.
Yeah.
So he already knew that.
Yeah.
And that was exactly his plan.
But see, like, where did he learn that from? Like,
That's
not
what I'm
many-
saying. Not a lot of men know what
No,
to do.
no.
or
They
say.
don't. They don't.
I think he was big time influence. So what this Víbora, tried to do was tell him, because he was telling her our marital problems, and she was advising him throughout the whole process. And one of her advices was that we should go to marriage counseling. Well, at marriage counseling, he just sat there and humiliated me to where the counselor had to say, you need to stop. He said, if you don't want to be here, you can leave right now. And that's exactly what he did. He just walked out.
So the marriage counseling was almost like a distraction for court.
Yes. And it was it's just to say that he tried. That was the whole ordeal. Yeah. And that was just one time and that was it.
Okay, so going into this, did this affect your... Okay, so this is a part of like the single parenting.
Yeah.
Did it affect your ability to get child support?
No, because he had already put all that on the divorce decree. And since he's a cop, you know, he's been faithful since day one. Like he's never, ever, ever missed paying me child support. Yeah. But
So he automatically put himself on child support.
yes, he did.
That's, I mean, not many men
No.
do that. So, I mean, at least he took that responsibility upon himself without you having to, like, ask and beg.
Right.
As most moms nowadays have to.
Yeah.
But let's be realistic. Was he able to afford the child support?
He was, yeah.
But wait, I just want to put a tip out there.
Oh.
Uh-huh.
If you're married to somebody and they supported you throughout the entire marriage, you can get alimony from that. If they cheat on you during the marriage, you can get a lot of the property put in your name. I'm just saying, if you ever need help.
Oh, that's...
Not depending on like the state or anything?
It depends on the state, but majority of the states do that. So, like, if you ever need help, you can even, like, sue the mistress.
You can.
So, like, you know, if you ever need, like, you know, marriage advice or divorce tips, hit me up because I got you.
Yeah. Unfortunately, I couldn't do any of that because he put on there that it was unreconcilable.
Yeah.
Well, he was saving himself.
Differences.
He was.
Yeah,
He was
aware.
Yeah.
Of course he was.
Yeah, but you have to fight it, and there's ways to fight it. But yeah, I wish
If I would have known, but I was so defenseless and so like I don't
You
know
just
what the
had a
hell to do.
baby.
Like
like that's
I
like
mean, your
mind-
hormones weren't even
No.
in place.
Your
No.
mindset's not the same. I mean, like I just feel like my mindset's still not the same, and it's been a year. But, like,
and I struggled with like postpartum depression. Like it all just hit me.
all
Like
that
it was
and him
bad.
belittling you.
Yeah.
like, that is
Like in 3 months, I lost almost like 60 pounds. I was so skinny. Depression. Yeah. Of like the depression. Yeah.
Me, Jensy.
Yeah. No. I'm fat and happy now.
Hey. All right, so leaving the divorce, because I know there's way more into that, but leading into your motherhood, how did that affect you?
Oh, big time. Like, I hate to admit that, like, the first maybe 2 years, like, because of my depression and all that, I felt like I was absent for my daughter, just emotionally, mentally, physically, everything. Like I felt awful that sometimes I would lie to the babysitter that I was working late so that my daughter could still keep being with her, and I would pick her up when she was asleep. So I mean, I would see her and stuff, but I didn't interact with her because I had nothing to give to her. Does that make sense? Like there was nothing in me that would be a mom to her. Like it was hard. It was like I felt like I was not capable. So that's how my weekdays were. And then on the weekends, I wouldn't even know what to do. Like,
I mean, you went from a 2-parent household. Did you always work?
Yeah.
Okay. So you went from a 2-parent household to now being a single mother and completely doing everything on your own.
Yes.
You're paying your own bills. You're trying to find your own way. Do you feel that you were capable of doing that?
Yeah, because I never asked for any help. You can ask anyone in my family.
Yeah.
I never asked them for any help. I never said, hey, can you come to the house and help me with this? Or no, I always found a way.
But
like
do you regret not asking for help?
I do. Yeah.
At the end of the day,
I really
we try
do.
to be as strong as possible.
Right.
But the help is...
It's there.
It's very helpful.
It
The
is.
help is helpful.
It makes a difference too.
It does.
And that's something I think like we all struggle with if we're very independent. It's like, damn. It's like, no, I can do that. I can do that.
Right. Yeah, and not ever ask for help. And I know that that comes with,
Pride.
childhood trauma that I've had, but so I was already naturally like that. But I think about it now and I'm like, damn, if I would have asked my parents for help or like my sister or my brother, it would have made a huge difference.
Yeah.
Like I would have like saved myself so many struggles, like unnecessary ones, definitely. So if you're that person that struggles to ask for help, don't, because it will make a huge difference in a good way. Like,
absolutely.
So how long did like the single motherhood last before, I guess, like the step parent came into like the picture?
okay. On that side, right? Because my side, I didn't get remarried or anything like that until a while. So, so after he moved out, at her being 8 months, he moved in with her.
Wow. Immediately?
Yeah. And he's been with her since my child was around 8 months old.
They're still together?
Yes.
To this day?
To this day.
Do you know if like, I don't know, not speaking small stuff. Are they happy? Do you see like their marriage as like a good marriage?
Yeah, I mean, they have their struggles like every marriage, but
yeah.
I think they're fine. Yeah. And that's all I've always wished them. I've never wished any bad karma on either of them. God as my witness. Because if something ever happened to him, it would shatter my daughter because she loves her dad so much.
Yeah.
If anything happened to her, it would affect my daughter as well because she's been in her life.
Since like baby.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
So how do you feel about step parenting?
Man, so we didn't really get to answer kind of Natalie's question and yours too. So when she came into the picture, when I met her, my daughter was 5. When I like,
I'm like, look at
yeah. When I formally was introduced to her,
5 years.
5 years later.
Why?
Why do you think?
Yeah. Why took so long?
Why do you think?
She was scared. She was probably embarrassed.
I'm pretty sure that's what the guilt, maybe guilt.
To know why.
Guilt, shame.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure all of that.
Whenever you met her, did it go the way you planned?
So the reason why it wasn't so hard was because I was dating someone that I was serious with. So we all met together.
Okay.
Oh, so they waited till you got someone.
Yes, that's pretty much it.
The fact that they waited until you were dating somebody, it's like, I feel like they made it seem like, oh, we're sparing her feelings. We don't want to hurt her.
Yeah.
How long did it take for you to heal? I mean, obviously you were healed before that because you're already dating somebody long term.
Yeah. Man. How long ago you said it took me to heal?
Yeah. How long did it take you to heal? Because they waited 5 years for you to date somebody.
Yeah.
To introduce her to you.
So this is sad. This is so sad.
No, it's real.
But I waited for him 2 years.
Oh.
Like saved myself for 2 years because I had hope he would come back. Like he was going to regret it. He was going to tell me he messed up.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so after 2 years, that's when I was like, okay, he's obviously not coming back. Like, be real.
Yeah.
And that's when I put myself out there and
Thank
started
you for
dating.
your honesty.
Yeah.
And when you met her, was it what you expected?
No.
What do you mean?
It wasn't who you expected or what you expected.
Yeah.
So he did talk highly of her while we were still married. But I honestly, to me, it just flew over my head.
Talk highly of her, but talk down on you?
Yeah. How he would say she was beautiful. She was perfect. She had the best body, this and that.
Who did he say that to?
Me. About her.
I hate
Yeah. And then I was like, but when I met her, no offense, Kristen, if you're listening to this, but when I met her, I was like, yeah, that's not even close to what you said, buddy. Like, what the heck? What did you do?
But it's real. Like, yeah.
I'm like, what? Okay. I know I'm not, the best, but I'm like,
yeah,
dude,
you freaking are.
Like,
Yeah,
what the heck? You hella downgraded, but whatever. So when I met her, I was just like, okay, cool.
That's what you wanted.
Yeah.
That's what
like,
you wanted. Okay.
and I respected that, whatever.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was my reaction to that.
And then the guy that you were dating, when you met her, did he become a step parent to your daughter?
Yeah, I married him.
You did? How long did that one last?
We lasted together 5 years.
Okay.
And we dated for that was very short. We all the dating, engagement, marriage happened in 1 year. Yeah, that
You're
was
a fast
fast.
girl.
That was fast. Yeah.
Hey, I married somebody after 2 months.
Yeah. Hey, yeah. I mean,
there's no
I mean,
time
sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. And yeah, so that's when he came into the picture too. And that's where like I became a step parent because he had 2 kids.
And how was
He
the
has
step
2
parent
kids.
life?
I liked it. I mean, the kids loved me. Who doesn't? I'm just kidding.
But yeah, she's a very nurturing person, like she mentions.
Yes. Yeah. So when I like, oh my God, I love them like my own, you know?
Aww.
Yeah. But in this case, he didn't love my daughter as his own.
Why?
Yeah.
Why?
Because of the-
Did he expect you to love his kids, or just something you did on your own?
No, that I did that on my own.
So
Like
he never
he didn't
asked you
ask me.
anything?
No,
Okay,
no.
okay.
Like that came natural.
But did you
with
ask him to respect your child the same way?
Honestly, I don't think I really asked him for that. I expected it, but
Yeah?
it didn't happen.
Well, you guys were married.
Right. But it wasn't.
Did he acknowledge her, or what kind of?
He did at first in the beginning, like when we were dating.
So he could try to
Right.
get with the mama.
Yeah, because to me, it's like, man, you have to love them like you love me, you know?
Yeah.
And so he did act like he did. But dude, my kid was like 4 when he met her. She was a child, and he was like
somebody you could honestly, like that age, you could grow a
Right.
relationship with.
Yeah.
right. But obviously, this was a man child because he was jealous of my relationship with my daughter, which.
What? Not even
And-
the relationship
and
with
what
your
I-
ex.
right,
The
and-
relationship with your daughter.
Yeah, and what I told him, I said, I'm sorry, but she was here first. Like, and not that I'm choosing my kid over you, but that's really childish. And it wasn't that I was sacrificing his time with my, like saying like, oh, I'm going to sacrifice our time as husband and wife for my kid. No, it wasn't even like that. It was just in general.
Wow.
It was very hard. Yeah.
Just to think the mind of a man child.
Yes. And he was 10 years older than me. So.
It's
Wow.
like you would think he would respect that relationship because that
Right.
shows who you are as
Right.
a mother. Like, look how she
Exactly.
cares for a child.
Right.
This is how she's gonna care for me.
Exactly.
Right.
Ooh, that was
how I would
that was
see
on
it.
point. Yeah.
That was-
Exactly. That's exactly what I wish he would have thought, but no. It was
So-
on the contrary.
What ended the marriage?
With us, I'm sure that he wanted his freedom. That was the biggest part. He still wanted to keep doing what he was doing before he met me, talking to other women, talking to different women, as many as he could at the same time. And
Side eye.
And you found
sadly,
that out?
yeah, sadly, he used a very ugly excuse. Like he used the excuse that his brother had just passed away from leukemia. They were not close. They weren't for him to use it, but that's the excuse he used to me. Is he said he lost his life when he lost his brother, but that was not true.
Oh my.
And I knew it, so I was just like, you know what? I said, that's all I needed to hear. Good luck to you. I'm moving out in 2 weeks.
So this is when I met Jensy.
Yeah.
I met her 3 years ago.
Yes.
And we used to work together.
Yeah.
We weren't close for you to be able to open
Yeah.
up to me on that end.
Yeah.
But the way that I saw you handle it, because it's like you're a complete stranger, right?
Mm-hmm.
The way that I witnessed you handle the feeling that someone doesn't give you the same back,
Mm-hmm.
and how you were just kind of like, okay, I've already kind of done this. I'm not
Mhm.
doing it again.
Mm-mm.
And
No.
you grabbed your things, but you gave it a chance.
Yeah, I did.
I remember.
Yeah. I remember it was
You
3
tr-
chances.
Yeah,
3.
she tried a lot. And then at the same time, to get you to almost run away from him.
Yeah. Exactly.
Kind of like the same of your
kind of like.
So
Mhm.
did you ever, not saying that maybe you had, but have you ever asked yourself, like, is it me?
I did ask myself that. Absolutely, because I'm like, damn, this is a second marriage. Like,
Yeah.
is it me? Like you said, I was like, am I broken? No, it's just it was me in the aspect of the person I was settling for.
Aspect,
makes-
just take a shot.
Yeah, like that I was settling, that I honestly think that I settled for is it scraps or is it like
Scraps, like
scraps?
leftover
Yeah,
scraps.
I did settle for that time. The first time, no, I mean I genuinely was in love with him and all that,
Right.
but yeah, but I did question myself, like, is it me? I did a whole analyzation. It did affect me, like in the aspect of like I didn't know who I was. I felt completely lost for a long time. And mind you that through all this, I'm also raising my daughter, you know?
Yeah.
Like, and what I did to help me get through that is, of course, going back to my roots with God and trying to work on myself with whatever I could. Like if it was reading a book, if it was like trying to work out or, you know, working on myself, definitely.
And I hope someone that's listening, it is not your fault.
Yeah.
Yeah. No.
It's okay to analyze because at times it could be your fault, you know? But in your situation, I don't feel like you're at fault.
No, it like also shows how much respect you have for yourself.
Yeah.
To like know when to walk away.
Yeah.
And how to handle it.
Yeah.
Because it's like you would have respected him too if he was honest with you.
Yeah.
If both of the men were honest with you.
Yes.
Since day one.
Right.
But it just shows how much respect that gave yourself.
Yeah.
And now you know what to tolerate and what not to tolerate.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and what gave me strength with my second failed marriage, or you know, to move on, was my daughter, because I'm like that's the whole reason why if it wasn't for her, I think I would have stayed and I would have dealt with whatever. But I'm like, no, I cannot be giving this to her. Like she cannot grow. She already has it hard enough having, you know, blended families, for her to have to go through this too. Like, no, I couldn't. I refuse to be that mom. Yeah. Like to me, she's she's the most important thing in my life, you know, like she knows that. Yeah.
It's a beautiful relationship.
Yeah.
So with your daughter, do you think she was affected?
Yes, she was.
In what way?
So she became very close to my stepdaughter. They called each other sissy. They were like so tight.
Yeah. Yeah.
They did have an age gap, a big one. They were 7 years apart, but my daughter loved her so much, you know, as an older sibling.
Yeah.
And when all that had to happen, she was devastated. Like I'll never forget when I was like, honey, I just want to tell you that, you know, we're not together anymore. We're going to get divorced. And she was just started crying, and it did affect her pretty bad, but I got her a dog. And that made a huge difference for the both of us, actually.
Yeah.
He became our emotional support animal, and he helped us like if nothing ever happened.
Because
honestly.
she was. Or does she have any step siblings on her dad's side?
No, she has a half sister.
Okay. So she's pretty much growing up like an only child. So that dog made a huge difference.
Oh, big time.
Especially like,
yes.
I've had a couple of step siblings.
And and I cannot tell you how much an animal can help.
Yeah.
Not only did it help her, but it helped me.
Yeah.
Like so much, like the nights, you know, where she goes with her dad and all that, like
you're not alone.
I wasn't alone. I'm there with my little buddy, you know, like it made a big difference. Like so I highly recommend an emotional support animal.
This is Ricky.
Bing, Ricky, I love you.
I'm gonna put a little picture.
All right.
My little puppy. Yeah.
This is why I love Keanu Chubbs.
That cat is vicious.
Oh, you have a cat? She's like, it's another
Sliced
story.
Up a couple faces there.
Damn.
He doesn't like kids.
Oh,
yeah.
He helps as long as he helps you through. That's all that matters. He can scratch anybody.
That's why I'm like, I love you, but damn, dude. Like,
Stop scratching people. You're embarrassing me.
It's like I talk so good about you. You're like,
and then you
like,
scratch people.
Yes.
Gotta go and ruin it.
Oh my god.
Anyways, a dog may be better.
Yeah. Some dogs, not all dogs. April's like, you're telling me.
Animals.
That's a whole other topic right
it
there.
It is.
Animals are, oh my God.
Yeah.
What would you say are your three main struggles going through your divorces and, you know, raising your daughter between all of that?
Man, my biggest struggle, it was financially, first of all. It was hard because going from like 2 incomes to 1 again, it was hard. Like it made a big difference. I remember that when I found my apartment, and mind you, this was exactly 2 weeks. Like I told him, I said, in 2 weeks I'm moving out. I hadn't even looked for anything.
It was.
That apartment was heavenly sent.
I remember you got all the boxes.
Yes,
I think
remember?
that's when we were like got close.
Yes.
I was helping you like
with the
move
boxes. Yeah, at work. I'm like, any boxes, please save them for me.
Yeah.
And so that was hard. So I already struggle with like depression pretty bad. And so that, I think I've never gone through, well, actually not never, because I went through it with my first divorce, but to where I had to be like, amárrate los huevos and just keep going, you know, because I had no choice. Like, I'm like, either I'm like, oh, poor me, or I'm like, no, you know what? We're just going to keep on going.
Yeah. It's kind of what we saw today.
Yeah.
We heard that it's like actually statistics that women that are single after being with their significant other or being married have a higher chance of being poor.
Yeah.
But because you're going from this double income
yes.
to now you having to figure it out.
Right.
And most of the time, it's not planned.
No, absolutely
so,
not.
I mean, your significant other is not going to tell you, let me wait till you make 100,000 for me to leave you.
Yeah,
No, it's like, all right, I think I got to go work at McDonald's or I got to go figure shit out.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, that is what you have to do.
Yeah. So I was donating plasma. I'll never forget that somebody had posted, it was an old coworker of ours on her Facebook. She said, how do single parents make it? And I said, girl, go give plasma. I was getting like $300 like every 2 weeks extra. That was my gas money, and that was like my going out to eat money, like that, or you know, to do little things here and there. Like that was, so I donated plasma for about like 2 years in a row.
And me knowing her, like I've seen the hustle.
Yeah.
And that's like really something to be proud of.
Yeah.
Like you did what you can to raise your child. You didn't just sit there and it's like, oh, I just can't.
Like you said.
Right.
Yeah, like sink into depression.
Yeah.
Right.
You really found a way.
Yeah.
And there's always a way.
Yes,
You just have to put yourself out there.
Yeah.
And you found it.
And then after divorce, a lot, at least divorces I've noticed that are like, if you have debt, then, you know, 50-50, or like, oh, if that's your debt, you take care of that. And of course I had my own debt.
Yeah.
And so I had to pay that off, you know, and it's hard. Yeah. So I could say financially was the biggest struggle. So for those of y'all that, you know, it hurts you to give your baby mama some money, like it's not for her. It's believe me, it's for the children. Like don't be selfish, because you have no idea how much us single parents have to struggle to like, you know, make it through. And with the $50 that you give your baby mama like every 2 weeks or whatever, like it, even though it's a little bit, it does make a big, like they say, a little goes a long way.
Yeah.
And so don't complain, because it's for your kid. Like it's not for anything else. So I told my baby daddy, I was like, if you want to know what I spend the child support money on, I'm like, it's for rent. So
Yeah.
I mean, it's
a place for your child
to live in.
Yeah, because that is very important right there.
Yeah.
I mean, we live in a world where men do make majority of the money, and women sometimes are used as stay-at-home moms or housewives.
Yeah.
And then they get left.
Yeah.
And it's like, okay, what am I supposed to do now? I haven't worked in like years.
Right. Yeah.
You know? And at the end of the day, we get stereotyped because we're the ones that birthed these babies.
Yeah.
So it's like, is the dating pool tough for 2023?
Hell yeah, it is. It is. Oh my gosh, it is wild out there. I honestly decided to stop the online dating, I think like 2021.
Yeah.
But no, even if I put down on there like, 75 miles away or 90 miles away, you still get the creeps, like
Okay. And like going on dates with them, what I guess turned you off? Was it like their way of thinking, talking, dressing, looking, or the way they acted in bed?
All of it.
All of the above. No. Honestly, it was the whole like, so what do you like to do? Or like when they ran to me, it was when they couldn't keep a conversation going.
What's your favorite color?
Yeah, like it was stupid conversations.
Shit. But you know why the conversation can't keep going? It's because they don't care.
That's honestly what I think.
They just don't care. They want one thing.
Yeah.
To get you drunken in bed.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Honestly.
Have you ever been a victim of that?
Yes. So, I think this was like 2000, maybe 14. I had a guy ask me, well, this was after going with him on a few dates.
Okay.
And I did meet him on Plenty of Fish. He's ex-military, which I don't know why the heck I wanted to get myself into that again.
She's got a type.
Oh, no, I don't. And so he took me to his house, whatever. And I think what he did was very illegal, not illegal, but
Jeffrey Dahmer?
almost.
No.
So I get there. No, not really, but I get there and like he had some cookies, like no bake cookies, right? And and I'm like, I didn't know that they had marijuana or whatever. And back then I didn't do that. So and so I ate like 3. He didn't tell me though that they were edibles. He did not tell me. He just said, I have some cookies if you want some. So here I am like, I ate 3 whole cookies. And then he gave me a drink. He made me like a mixed drink.
That is like some Jeffrey Dahmer.
It is
shit.
like Jeffrey Dahmer, right?
Scary.
And mind you, I've already gone out on a few dates with him. I feel
Yeah.
comfortable with him. We
Yeah.
hadn't really, done anything yet. So we're there, and this is about to get 3x. But sorry if you want to.
XXXX.
If you wanna, so I didn't know that he was into the BDSM stuff, but I was just like, okay, I am never doing that with you, buddy.
You're looking at me like, bitch, you better know what that means.
I know. The bondage,
She's like, let me pull out my phone
dominant.
and look it up real quick.
But it's for the people that don't.
Oh, okay. Google it. Ask Siri. What is BDSM?
Oh,
Or Alexa.
She's answering.
She's I'm like, or ask Alexa.
April, do you really not know?
I'm guessing that
It's the bondage.
I'm guessing. Yeah, okay.
Bondage, dominant.
Like the ball
Yeah.
in the mouth and the thing.
Yes.
50 Shades of Grey.
Yes,
That's
that
literally
stuff.
how-
That
See,
stuff.
it wasn't for me. It was for
Right.
the
So,
pendejos out there.
right. So, it didn't take very long for me to start feeling fucked up. Like, I was feeling it,
Those 3,
Oh,
yeah.
Dude.
I was
Yeah.
like, fuck. So I'm just sitting on the couch and
So
he
you
brings.
didn't start to say like, oh my god, what's happening?
Yeah, I was literally sitting there, and honestly, it was like the Jeffrey Dahmer, like people, how they see.
that he was. Like,
I was like
hallucinating.
sitting there, like, I couldn't even move, and I just remember seeing him come out like with a choker and like a chain.
No, I've never heard this. Story.
No, I've never told you.
Oh my god. Tenías vergüenza o qué?
No, it just never came up. So he comes out with that and he puts it on me and tells me to like get on my force, on the ground, and I'm just like, okay. And then he sits down and he makes me do things or whatever. So while I'm doing that, there's another hand like touching my face, and I'm like, I like look over. I look over. And it's another woman.
Where did she come from?
Exactly. Where did she come from? I don't know if she was already there. If she just pulled up. I have no idea. But she was completely naked. And trying to and I was like, but mind you, it's mind over matter. I swear it is, because I remember I told myself, I was like, Jensy, you better get the fuck up and you better not do this. You cannot do this.
So all of a sudden she was sober.
I was sober.
Oh my
Like the mind power, y'all. Like,
I'm not gonna lie. That's happened to me where I sober up like this.
yeah, where you're just telling yourself like, hell no, bitch, like wake up. Yeah, that's how I was. But when I was on the ground, all fours, whatever, because they were both trying to pull my collar and choke me. My collar. So I was like, oh my god, I need to get away, And then, and all I remember is him telling her take her to the room. Oh my god, you guys, I thought I was gonna die. I thought I was gonna get killed.
Honestly. I would too.
And my phone, nowhere to be found because he hid it. He had taken my purse, and it was out in the middle of nowhere in Bella Vista. So anyways, I rode with him. So I had girls, I swear that I don't know how. Oh, then she did take me to the room. She threw me on the bed but somehow I managed not to. I remember turning around to my side, and they were doing their thing. And I was just on my side oh my God, please help me. Please
They were
help me.
still
I
fucking with you on the
Yes.
bed.
Yes. Yeah, they did. And I was just praying, you guys. I was literally like begging God to save my life. Like, I was like, God, I'm so sorry. Like, I cannot believe I got myself into this. I mean, it all started off as a normal date, guys. Like, we were just at Foghorns having drinks.
And I mean, you said that you've had several dates, so you like.
Yeah.
You never got any suspicions, like
No.
any like negative feeling. Like,
No, not at all.
that's crazy. You never know
That's
somebody.
usually, yes. It could be like your freaking teacher.
Y'all,
Your principal.
for real. Y mind you, este hombre chaparrito, chiquito, like, he had little man syndrome.
Big troca.
Yeah,
Do I
big
know who
troca.
we're talking
No,
about?
no.
I know. That's
Quería la
why he liked
mamalona.
the BDSM, because he needed to be.
Yes, he
dominant.
wanted to be the dominant
The
one,
little
and he
man
was.
syndrome.
And so anyway, so then I don't know how I managed to get up, and I found my purse.
Good.
I went to the bathroom. I grabbed my phone. I went to the bathroom, and I remember I called my friend, and I was like, "Girl, I don't know where I am." And she's like, "Send me your location." And I sent her my location, and then he starts banging on the door. He's like, "Hey, I know you found your phone. What are you doing?" And I'm like, "I'm gonna call the cops. That's what I'm gonna do." And because I was threatening him about that, I convinced him to freaking take me back to my car. Oh my God. I thought that I was gonna die. Like, I really did.
Wow.
Yeah. So that was my first dating experience, like from online dating.
Epic story.
Right?
So,
Like, who would,
really?
and so this is what opened up to me the whole like swingers thing in NWA.
Which is a thing.
It is big up in her.
Like, somebody just like reminded me how one certain neighborhood
Oh yes,
is like the key of all
it is.
of that.
It is. It is.
What? Not my neighborhood? Shit. Which one?
This one?
Why are you looking at me like that?
This neighborhood?
No, which one is
No, it's a gated community.
Oh, they have POA.
Yeah, HOA, all the fucking A's.
Dude, it's
They
funny.
obviously have swingers.
I mean, like, to each their own. But
Yeah.
I can't fucking.
No, but
I cannot fucking do that.
but that really did open that up for me. But I was like, yeah, nope, I'm still not doing that. But yeah, that was my first dating experience that failed, and that was sad because I really did like him. I mean, I genuinely thought he was a good man, but
Wow.
and he was a single dad too.
Oh my God. So his daughter wasn't there?
No,
The stress.
Oh, where
his
was
daughter
the
wasn't
daughter?
there. No,
Oh my God. Okay.
and he had all of that stuff hidden, like the swings and all that stuff. Like, he showed me everything he had. Yeah, he was legit a BDSM freak.
BDSM.
Was it like 50 Shades of Grey where you had like the red room?
No, it was black. It's a black room.
Oh, that is so good.
Yeah,
So dating obviously is just not.
You just don't
everyone.
know what you're gonna get. Honestly, you
no.
don't.
So
It's
then
very
you waited a couple of
intimidating.
days before you like felt like you could like, you know,
Yeah.
do a little something with it.
Right.
Did you like take that with you to like your next like date?
Yeah.
Did you wait a couple like weeks?
Poor guy had to wait
months?
longer because
Yeah,
of that.
yeah.
You know, I was like, yeah, no, I'm not giving it up. Mm-mm.
I know.
I actually didn't the next one until he asked me out, like, officially.
Aww.
Yeah. That's when I was like, okay, I guess.
Respectfully.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you wouldn't recommend any dating sites then?
No.
Not even Tinder.
Sorry.
Not even the Christian
Really?
ones. Not even those. Because I've also done those.
Let
I
that
did
be
upward
known.
or upward or whatever. I've done. Those guys are even.
Oh, like, what do you
Freakier.
mean? Like what,
They're
what do they?
freakier.
What do they do?
No, you think, okay, to me, it's like, I understand men just want sex, whatever.
Yeah.
But to me, like, talk to me about you. Talk to me about, like turn me on with the things you do, like the things that you like, the things that, you know, and I expect to get to the sex part until like way down the road.
Yeah.
And these guys, like, the next day, hey, beautiful, look what I have here for you, and send me a picture of their boner. Like,
It's like, I
kidding
thought
me?
it was going so
Like,
good, but now
dude,
you
what
just killed
the
it.
right. I'm like,
Yeah.
dude, it's just the second day. Like, just because we stayed up all night talking the night before, which I'm sure you probably
Yeah.
got turned on, whatever, but, and we weren't even dirty talking. I mean, we've just been talking about like life and ourselves, like I said,
Yeah.
and then all of a sudden it turns into that. And it's like, no.
Because at the end of the day, it's almost like the same thing.
Yes. Yeah. Like we'll get to that later. Like, why can't you make that like, You know what I mean?
A build up. You get turned on by building it up.
Yeah.
Like, you know,
like attract me with your ways first, and then we'll talk about that. Because that's, to me, sex is more than fucking. Like, it's an intimate thing.
It's like, show me how you show affection.
Right.
Give me a little bit of taste of love.
Yeah.
You know, caress me.
Yeah, like
Don't
I
just,
get.
like, stick your fucking dick in and try.
Yeah, and I get that a lot of our love languages is physical touch. I totally understand that. But, bro, we're not in love yet.
Yeah.
So, no. Yeah. So don't come at me with that right now. Like,
but obviously, like, what we see everywhere, I think it's almost like a fantasy for men to assume that that's the way that they're supposed to be doing things.
Right.
And I would really like to get a male's perspective on this.
Yes,
but at the
that
same
would be
time,
good.
it's not all of them.
No, it's not.
It's the ones that stand out more.
Yes.
And then it makes them suffer just like women.
Yes.
Because there are some women that do give it up, that do go on Tinder to just do the hookups.
Yes.
That is what they do.
Yeah.
But let's be realistic. Being that person is killing it for everybody else.
Yes, it is.
That's like an expectation I cannot hold.
Right. I'm just like I mean, it is flattering to feel that they want you, that they find you attractive or whatever, but like,
I am so much more than my body.
Right.
You know?
Yeah. Like, why you gotta do that? Like, I was talking to a friend of a friend, and I've talked to 2 friends of friends. Because I'm like, well, maybe I should stay to the real thing, like meeting someone through someone, you know, mutual.
Yeah.
And this guy, like, he was great. He was also a cop. Oh my God, I guess I do have a freaking type.
You needed to say it out loud.
He's a cop. Damn it. And he looked very genuine and sweet. And he was, you know, he wasn't really my type physically because he was on the bigger side. I mean, I don't expect to date someone skinny because I'm not skinny, whatever. But I just, you know, I was like, oh, this would be nice to start off as really good friends and, you know, have something coming at it. Well, after like we talked for 2 weeks. And after that, he started bringing out the
ugly side, let's just say.
And then so he thought I offended him. He was like, do you not want me? Like, do you not like me like that? I was like, no, I'm not saying I don't like you like that. I'm just not there yet. I was like, so he took that wrong and he completely like blew me off. Yeah. I was like, okay, I'm sorry.
But it's a good thing.
Maybe like that's a question to like ask everybody.
Yeah.
What is like how long do you wait until you like have sex dating wise?
Or talking about it, maybe.
Yeah, exactly. Did you guys even talk about it before?
No. I mean, it wasn't.
How long would you wait now? Like, what's your like, you know, wait time? How long do you wait in the lobby?
It depends. I think it depends on the person.
Yeah.
But if I do find them very attractive, then
first night.
No.
2 hours.
No, maybe like after a month or so, like. Because I'm expecting like in a month for us to at least have gone out like 4 times or, you know, at least once a week.
Yeah.
I think that's pretty fair. Just not the first night. Just not the first date.
Or maybe it's not even really about the time, but like how many interactions you had.
Yes, exactly. Before you get to know my body, you know, like get to know me first before you get to know that.
Yeah. It's like at least 3 to 4 dates to really determine who this person's going to be.
Yeah. But you know, that is crazy because there are some men that feel, because I have heard this from male friends that are also single that tell me she just wasted my time. I'm like, no, she just is out there also looking like you are.
But yeah, that goes into a different perspective of understanding that men are like known to pay.
Oh, that,
I think that's where it wastes their time.
Because of OnlyFans and like the strip clubs and like even like just like, you know, prostitutas. Like there's so many ways for men to get sex.
Yeah.
But it's like if that's really what you're looking for, then just stick to that.
Yeah.
Don't go and try to meet a woman like you're trying to get serious with or like have a relationship with.
Yeah.
And expect that out of her.
But I have heard, like April said, a lot complaining of like, man, she even made me pay for her food. And well, you know that's how it goes. Yeah. I mean, unless she offered. I mean, I did go on a date with someone once and I offered to pay half and half. I was like, well, we can split it.
You know, I don't know who came up with that, with like the whole thing, like men are not supposed to pay. It should be split. But at the same
Andrew Tate.
I was about to say that.
At you, Andrew Tate. You know, bitch.
She listens to him. we just researched that one today. I was like, okay. No, but for real, like it's something that we just say, like women, like men say women are supposed to cook and clean.
Oh yeah.
I hate that.
It's like a stereotype that has been since before our time.
Right.
If it worked for others, and let's just say the percentage of people staying married was very high compared to now.
Yeah.
Now we estimated or we researched that it was 41% of families stay together.
Yeah. But then you really need to put into perspective, like, okay, back then women really were stay-at-home moms.
Yes.
Only.
Yes.
So of course
they didn't work.
all they did was just take care of the kids and like the home or whatever. The men worked.
Yeah.
Now you have women working. So how is that
You
fair?
can't. You can't expect.
Yeah, for women to work, come home, take care of your kids and all this stuff. No. And all the man does is work. That is stupid. Great topics.
Yes.
Great,
Crazy stuff.
Great energy.
Getting to know you. Okay, let's like touch back a little. What is something you feel like you kind of want to put out there?
So to me, guys, like when you have conflict like with your like significant other, spouse or girlfriend, whatever, boyfriend, be the bigger person because it's worth it for your kid. Like even though it was not easy, it took 5 years for me to get along with my daughter's stepmom. I did everything I could. I did my part of like getting along with her and kind of even co-parenting for my kid, because I feel like it has taken a big what's it called, part of how my daughter has grown up to be. Like she has her flaws, she has gone to counseling just like every other kid that has a split home and all that, but having a healthy relationship with that the other side of the family means so much to her. Like I have seen my daughter smile and feel happy while I sit down and have a glass of wine with their stepmom, like that.
Aww.
That takes, it did take a lot from both of us, of course.
Yeah.
But just for us to be able to do that, and then I look back and I see my daughter like just there, like happy because there's no conflict. It's just peace.
That's something she can like look up to.
Right.
Yes, and it's not something that's really seen.
Right.
Yeah.
And it's not that I'm being fake or anything. I genuinely do like her stepmom now. I genuinely do get along with her now, Like it took us a long time. Like I said, it's not easy, but it is doable. And the reward is so great to see how your kid is achieving at school, everything, so
You are definitely the bigger person in my eyes, because
There could have been that
easy.
bitter baby mama,
Right.
like that can like started so much shit.
Exactly.
The
But at the end,
drama.
right. But at the end, I was like, first of all, it's not worth for a woman to ever fight for a man.
Amen.
Okay.
And
First
louder.
of all,
Louder.
first of all,
Louder.
second of all, there's a little person that is
Yeah.
watching you, and you're setting that example. And if my daughter ever, God forbid, has to go through something similar, I want her to think back and be like, you know what? My mom wasn't like that. My mom was like this,
Like, what did
like,
my mom do?
Yeah.
My mom was a mature woman.
Exactly.
Handled it gracefully.
Right.
And what does your daughter say about
Oh.
you being single now?
And like the
just-
whole dating, they're all taken, or your standards are so high, and I know you're not going to lower them because you're worth it. That's what she said. And I was like,
so cute.
I'm raising a queen. Like,
And
I'm
she's
just so
only
happy.
12 years old.
Yes.
To be telling you that?
Yeah.
She
I
finished
thought that
it
was.
on period.
Yeah. I was like, that's on period. We're like high-fived and everything. I said, that's on period.
That is
And I'm showing her the same thing. I said,
Yeah.
never settle. Don't ever lower your standards.
Oh my God. Please.
Ever.
There's
Yeah.
someone out there for everybody, and it's really hard right now during this time. What has gotten you through all of this, to be honest?
G-O-D.
Hey, represent.
Represent. No, for real. God. Above all, God. Like even when I, get a little crooked sometimes or stray away or forget, but through it all, I know it's God. Honestly, He's
Yeah.
the only one that has helped me through. And of course, my family is everything to me.
Absolutely.
Like, yeah, the unity of family.
It really is.
Yes.
Well, thank you so much for coming on.
Yes, thank you for being a part of this journey
Thank
with
you,
us.
ladies.
For
It's
coming
great.
on and joining us with this. Like,
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Thanks.
Even with all this malfunction of these mics.
No, it's fine. This is
Through
great,
it.
you guys.
She
You guys.
experienced it all.
This is awesome, though. This is so
Yeah.
great. Like, I'm so proud of you guys.
And we're proud of you because this is something new. Like,
Yeah.
we've been doing it, maybe like 4 episodes. The first one,
Yeah.
we were like, what? And then she comes on and she's like,
No.
she comes on and she's just like, what up, Miss Jensy?
No.
Yo perreo.
Yo perreo sola.
Hey. But for real,
Thank
we
you,
really
ladies.
do appreciate it. I hope everyone got what they needed out of
Yes.
this.
Yes.
Because that was a lot of tea that she did not have to spill.
No,
Right.
No.
Right. So,
She gave you realness and the truth. And like a lot of people out there can relate to that right now. They really can.
yep.
Yes. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe.
And mainly,
Bless up.